Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Donny Clark discovered Dillon Ray's secret regarding his drug use on Hollyoaks as the storyline with Rex Gallagher developed. Rex has recently been involved in a mysterious storyline which has seen him harbor two guests at his safe house, whilst Dillon has been struggling to raise his child with Lee Barnes following the breakdown of his relationship with Lucas Hay. Monday's January 6 episode saw the storylines converge as Rex encouraged Dillon to head out for drinks in order to relieve his stress, with the night ending as he offered the teenager a spicier alternative to nicotine for his vape. Tuesday's January 7 installment began with Dillon considering his actions, with the character eventually inhaling his vape after Rex convinced him by saying it would take the edge off things. Donny, meanwhile, was miles away as Misbah eventually got baby James off to sleep, though he expressed doubts that Dillon would truly be able to give his son the life they both needed. He informed her that Lee had already found adoptive parents, leaving Misbah with a decision to make. Dillon, meanwhile, was feeling the effects of his vape, with Vicky checking in on her friend as he struggled on the sofa. Just as she went to call Robbie to sort the matter, a sheepish Rex told her not to bother, lying that Dillon was merely drunk. A disheveled Dillon returned home to a furious Donny and Misbah as they demanded where he had been all night, with the teen still clearly suffering. After asking to view his face, Donny cottoned on immediately that Dillon hadn't just been drinking. Donny sat at the bar of the Dog in the Pond, nursing a pint of lager and watching the room with a practiced eye. The place buzzed with its usual energy, laughter from a group of uni students in the corner, the clatter of glasses, and a hum of quiet conversations. But Donny's focus wasn't on the usual crowd. He was watching his stepson, Dillon, who had been acting shifty for weeks. Something wasn't right, and Donny's gut told him it was time to find out what. Dillon entered the pub, his hoodie pulled up, despite the mild weather. He glanced around nervously before heading to a secluded booth at the back. Donny's eyes narrowed. This was unusual behavior, even for Dillon. A few minutes later, Rex, the local bad boy with a reputation for dealing drugs, slid into the booth opposite Dillon. They exchanged a brief nod before leaning in close to talk. Donny's stomach tightened. He'd been around long enough to recognize the signs of a shady deal. But Dillon? His stepson was supposed to be better than this. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Donny waited until the pair left the pub. He followed at a distance, his heart pounding in his chest. Rex and Dillon headed down a side street that led to the old industrial estate. Donny kept to the shadows, moving silently as he trailed them. They stopped behind a derelict warehouse, and Donny pressed himself against a wall, straining to hear their conversation. "You've got the money?" Rex asked, his voice low and sharp. Dillon nodded, pulling a wad of cash from his pocket. "Yeah, it's all here. Just give me what I asked for." Rex smirked, pulling a small plastic bag from his jacket. He handed it to Dillon, who shoved it into his pocket without hesitation. Donny's heart sank. There was no mistaking what he'd just witnessed. Dillon was buying drugs. Fury and disappointment churned in Donny's gut. He'd worked so hard to keep Dillon on the straight and narrow, to give him the kind of stable home life Donny himself had never known. And now this. He had to confront Dillon, but he needed to do it in a way that wouldn't push him further into Rex's clutches. Donny waited until Dillon was walking home alone before stepping out of the shadows. "Dillon," he called, his voice firm but not angry. Dillon froze, his face draining of color as he turned to face his stepdad. "Donny, what are you doing here?" "I should be asking you the same thing," Donny said, folding his arms. "I saw you with Rex. Care to explain what that was about?" Dillon's eyes darted around, looking for an escape route, but there was none. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," Donny challenged. "Because it looked an awful lot like a drug deal." Dillon hesitated, his shoulders slumping. "Fine. Yeah, I bought some pills, but it's not for me, okay? It's for a mate. He's going through a tough time, and I was just trying to help." Donny's eyes hardened. "Helping someone doesn't mean getting involved with scumbags like Rex. Do you have any idea how dangerous this is for you, for your mate, for everyone involved?" "I didn't know what else to do," Dillon burst out, his voice cracking. "He said he needed it, and I couldn't just leave him hanging, You don't understand what it's like to feel that kind of pressure. Donny's anger softened as he saw the fear and guilt in Dillon's eyes. He stepped closer, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. You're right, I don't understand everything you're going through, but I do know that turning to drugs or helping someone else do it is never the answer. You're better than this, Dillon. Dillon swallowed hard, blinking back tears. I screwed up, didn't I? Yeah, you did, Donny said bluntly. But we can fix it. First, you're going to tell me everything. About your mate, about Rex, and about how deep you're in this mess. Over the next hour, Dillon spilled the whole story. His friend, Sam, had been spiraling since his parents' divorce, turning to pills to numb the pain. When Sam had run out of money, he begged Dillon to help him score more. Dillon had reluctantly agreed, thinking he was being a good mate. But now, he saw how wrong he'd been. Donny listened patiently, formulating a plan. Here's what we're going to do, he said when Dillon finished. You're going to cut ties with Rex immediately. No more deals, no more favors. I'll talk to Sam and see if we can get him some proper help, and you and I are going to have a long talk about trust and responsibility. Dillon nodded, a mixture of relief and shame on his face. Thanks, Donny, for not giving up on me. I'll never give up on you, Donny said firmly. But you got to meet me halfway, deal? Deal, Dillon said, managing a small smile. Together, they walked home, ready to face the challenges ahead. It wouldn't be easy, but Donny knew that with honesty and determination, they could navigate this storm and come out stronger on the other side. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.